Good morning. I have a journal that I wrote it on 9/11. It was the first one of that day. And the Mayan day was 4 star or Rabbit. And it's interesting how the title goes with that. Exploring 1,000 lifetimes, multiplying like rabbits, bodies as containers. Okay, what's new with this day? What arises as I arise here? We've had some torrential weather in this last week. Maybe you did too. Yesterday's skies brought over a foot of rainfall to us. I'm glad this body lives on a hill and in the Ozark foothills. It helps. Even here, everything is terribly soggy, but at least it's not standing water. I sensed weather manipulation in this storm system. Of what kind, I don't know, but not anything good anyway. It seemed dark. I don't like seeing or feeling the elemental beings under hexes or under compulsion that way. It would be far different if we were doing such things by way of cooperation with them, respectfully, and for reasons of light. And that would be fine. This was not. Oh well. I released what ones I could. I made calls to light and prayers for them, sent them blessings. Sometimes that is all one can do. One isn't in charge of the world after all, and thank Source for that. Wise ones have said that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Well, I don't care to find out. No doubt it would just expose my clay feet. We so often start something out with the best of intentions, or at least we think we do. We feel like what we are doing is for light. Too often, though, that is just the mind telling us that. And minds cannot truth. They can only lie. And it's not their fault either. It's just in the structure of things and how we have it, our understanding of it, all mixed up. Minds are not evil. I'll say it again. Minds are not evil. They're just being improperly used and relied upon, misused, if you will. Minds are not meant to lead us. It's the old taking a hammer to solder a circuit thing. Wrong tool for the job. This is not mind's mistake either. It's ours. We forget who we are. Everything then flows from that. That is why the who am I question is so very vital. Without answering that, we really can't go anywhere usefully. Wherever we go will be an illusion, won't be real, because we're not. I ask you to build a house for me and my kids, and you do that. And on moving in day, I look at it and say, oh, but I forgot to tell you, I'm an ant. I'm the queen. So, what use is this house you built for me? Quite literally, none. That's mind doing its thing again, thinking it knows something, knows everything, but it's misled. Not evil, just misled, just arrogant, just full of itself. Minds are focused outward. Hearts are focused inward. Together they can do work that's divine. In their true and correct unity or union, they can make way for the flow of the divine. And then dive into that. It's really something special. Now, even logically, we shouldn't expect too much of mind when you consider that we're only accessing a small part of it. Well, let me say brain here. Brain and mind are actually different. With 10 up to some say 30% of our brain online and functional, what could we expect? Brain is handicapped right out of the gate. Let's cut it some slack, some major slack, okay? Remember, folks, these bodies with their brains and various parts are just the containers for us, for our energy to manifest here in 3D. We're not really 3D beings at all. That's why we require these DNA skin suits to operate here, to manifest, to play a part, to interact with people and be seen, be heard. That's a requirement. Gotta have it, as they say. If, however, we could stay in continual awareness of the higher self, even of the soul or of the essence part of our energy in these bodies, things would look much different to us. They really would. Everything is a matter of perspective in life, pretty much. Well, this is a major perspective shift, that's for certain, from container to containee. I recommend it. When you're the containee in your body container, well, you lighten up on the life that you lead for certain. You relax. You let go of so much you thought to be so important. It clearly isn't now. You couldn't see this before, but now it's obvious. Everything shifts somehow. You can begin having fun again. You let go of the fear. Try this out. You live, let's say, in 1,000 bodies right now. Let's keep it simple. What bodies? Well, time being simultaneous, those are all of your incarnations. They're each one happening right this very minute. There are many neat things about this, admittedly, mental exercise. Yes, I'm aware that as we start out with it, that's what it is. We're just trying it on. Well, let's try it on then. Let's accept that in spite of any surface appearances, we recognize that even science has shown us that time is simultaneous. Did you know that, by the way, it's the practice of some subatomic particles to travel consistently backwards in time? The Tao of Physics book will acquaint you with this. Friedrich Capra. Be flexible with time. Let go of thinking you know what it is. All right, now that we've let go of some of our restricting beliefs surrounding time, let's enter the awareness of those embodiments. Most of us know we've had them. We've had little experiences, remembrances, déjà vus, or even our dreams have shown us this. We've lived before, worn other bodies, other minds than this one. Let's be the containee of these bodies, okay? They're just containers. Not one of them is really who we are. They're just appearances. We live within them for a time and then we don't. The body dies and we move on. I feel some hesitance on some of your part. That's understandable. May I remind you that you leave that body there every night? You lay it to sleep while you go elsewhere. That body is not you. Thus, neither are all of these other bodies either. They're just coats of skin you wear for a time, then let go of. You're learning and growing. That's the intent behind the scenes, all of the scenes. Okay. We are perhaps a bit more disidentified with our form now so that we can continue. This can be enjoyable, but not if you're frightened underneath and feeling uncomfortable. Push pause if that will help. This is a good time, too, for self-observation. Any time's a good time, but especially when things make you feel uncomfortable. That's an excellent time to just observe. Watch that in action. See it unfold. Learn what it brings you to learn. Things are always a blessing, no matter the disguise of them. Stay out of the mind with this. It has nothing useful to offer us here. That feeling of discomfort is a communication from within. Okay, let's go on. So, we're limiting this to make it more manageable and saying we each have only 1,000 lifetimes, which is a puny number to the reality, but it works for this anyway. Now, from your vantage point there in your heart, expand out into them. See the quilt image, if it helps, a quilt with 1,000 squares. Realize that although they all look different, different sexes, different languages, different colors, religions, and such things, they're still all you. They're all one. That is you there in other guises and lands, other times. As you can relax into this, just let go, you may begin to sense your other selves. No channeling, please, nothing like that. This is heart-centered work we're doing here. Be in the heart of you, the common heart of each one, and that would be yours there. Yep, the same one. Through Patricia Corey, the Syrian High Council has described time as simultaneous also. As for embodiments being all one and all now, they liken it to a large lake. Being quite large, some areas of it are cloud-covered or in fog, some shores so distant we don't see them. One cannot see the whole thing at once. The various lifetimes, they say, are like diving into the same lake, but from different parts of it. It's all just one, but we have different, how the title goes with that, exploring 1,000 lifetimes, multiplying like rabbits, bodies as containers. Okay, what's new with this day? What arises as I arise here? We've had some torrential weather in this last week. Maybe you did too. Yesterday's skies brought over a foot of rainfall to us. I'm glad this body lives on a hill and in the Ozark foothills. It helps. Even here, everything. Good morning. I have a journal that is, I wrote it on 9/11. It was the first one of that day. And the Mayan day was 4-star or Rabbit. And it's interesting. It's terribly soggy, but at least it's not standing water. I sensed weather manipulation in this storm system. Of what kind, I don't know, but not anything good anyway. It seemed dark. I don't like seeing or feeling the elemental beings under hexes or under compulsion that way. It would be far different if we were doing such things by way of cooperation with them, respectfully, and for reasons of light.